All right, welcome back to Genshin Impact. It has been a very long time since I've recorded or streamed Genshin. I have not given up on the game by any means. I do still play literally every day, even while I was on vacation. I may have missed today because, air travel, time zones are weird. I'm still playing on NA, but I was in a time zone that was like the exact flip of where I currently live, so it made knowing when my rollover time was a little awkward. But, yeah, because I was on vacation, I did not do this event, and I also did not realize we have 5 hours to make this happen. So, yeah, let's make this happen. Things that have happened. I think I skipped all of last update for recording. I personally hate Varessa's design.
There's a newsstand over there. Want to grab a copy of the Steambird?
So I didn't pull for her. I hate things that are overly fan servicey like that. It's not my taste. I did pull for, how do you say her name? Escoffier. So I do have her. I was on guaranteed, so, wasn't that hard.
We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kanich?
That's random.
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Oh. Right, he's voiced because he got a new voice actor. I forgot. She's not voiced, though. Dang it, I have to read. Ugh. Hold up. This one's a gem. Illegal restaurant caught serving Saurian stew. Proves surprisingly popular.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it. Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
What? My, oh my, that can't be for real. Isn't Niviette the Udex? Did someone stab him? You can stab Niviette? That's a thing you can do? Ugh, fine. I hate to admit it, but you want this one.
Huh? What? Did Paimon hear that right? Nevelet was stabbed and gravely wounded?
Is he not, like, technically the Archon now? I don't... Even when he was just a dragon, I don't think he can be wounded by normal means.
No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
Surely not. Aha! I thought I heard familiar voices. Well, if it isn't Storm and Paimon. What a coincidence. Mr. Kanich and I were talking about you two just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately for me, he's a very loyal friend. I pressed him for some juicy details, but he remained tight-lipped about you. So, anything you want to share with me about the Great Storm's triumphant exploits in Natlan? It was a team effort. Modest as ever. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry. Let me backtrack a little. Hi, you two. It's been ages. What brings you back to Fontaine?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock. What the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the Udex getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
Saurians are our friends, not our food. Oh, that. Although, in, like, the Pokemon universe, they don't have, like, normal animals, right? So they have to eat the Pokemon. I mean, in Gen 2, you have the Slowpoke tails, and I think in the anime, they at some point talk about eating Magikarp. So they're out there eating Pokemon. I don't know. Listen, I'm a pescatarian, so I guess I would also be eating Magikarp. Oh, that? Oh, we were just trading tabloid headlines. Is that what you're talking about?
Trading tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
I don't know that that's a knack you should be proud of. I'm sorry you had to see such an unflattering side to Fontaine, Mr. Kanich. These third-rate tabloids write their headlines purely to shock and scandalize. Yeah, it's called clickbait, but in physical form. All they care about is grabbing your attention to boost their sales. The ones who've still got a shred of integrity will at least clarify the truth in the main body of the article, although the misleading headline is still an underhanded trick to draw readers in. It'll be like the very last thing in the article. It'll be at the very, very, very end, at which point no one has read up until that point. But others, like the one you were just reading aloud, have no qualms about making outright fabrications. Sounds illegal.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
I think that's an over-exaggeration. I don't even think it's 1%. I think it's 0. Or if there is 1%, it's by pure happenstance. That's pretty lenient of you, Mr. Kanich. I'm with Charlotte.
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins. But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
Or eaten. And if you're wondering why the Udex didn't preside over the trial, it's because this case was assigned to another judge right from the offset. It's not as if the Palais Mermonia only has one judge. We can't expect Monsieur de Viette to handle every single case himself. On a more interesting note, the trial in question went remarkably smoothly, and it was all thanks to Mr. Kanich's testimony as a key witness.
Oh, okay! Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kanich.
Yeah, it was all a misunderstanding. The world's not going to end. Maybe not, but it'd be an even better world for me if Mr. Kanich here would agree to another exclusive interview with the Steambird.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough.
Answer: no.
But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan.
Drat, you saw right through me. Guess I'll put it down to the keen instincts of a renowned saurian hunter. Any response to that, or?
I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Kanich the speechless! Kanich the tongue-tied! Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
Back to me again. Ah, of course, that's a brilliant idea. But that also means I'll need a bit more time to prep. Let me put together a thorough list of interview questions. Sounds like I'm not allowed to refuse. Well, I know I can be persistent, but at the end of the day, it is your call. Anyway, I should probably be getting back to work. I also need to go track down a gestionnaire and report these increasingly outrageous tabloids. Farewell, my friends, until we meet again.
Charlotte never stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask.
I kind of want what she's having. Like, what the heck kind of caffeine nonsense or some other kind of energy boosting thing is she consuming?
That owl thing that popped out before. Or was it a howl? It kind of looked like a howl, but at the same time...
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a howl.
Huh?
Why would you think it wasn't?
What's He's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Oh my gosh, is he trying to hide from Niviette? Maybe he's not acclimatizing very well to Fontaine.
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine. Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
That's so random. Oh, I get it now. Wait, does Paimon not count as a small flying object?
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kanichi holds onto a house tail, he'll be considered an Almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying Almighty Dragon Lord.
So the first 3 days of a month, do I have to like what? Hold on to Paimon's leg while we walk around Fontaine? It sounds awful.
Not gonna lie, I was
Paimon
considering
balloon.
that. But Ahau wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden.
Isn't that just like your regular life though?
Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I hear that's all the rage here. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so I think I'll go check it out. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two.
Good luck
If you're
with that.
free, why don't you come along?
Sure. Seeing how angry always makes my day.
I know where it is, so let me lead the way.
Thank you. All right, an overnight Fantasyland. Sounds fun. Take a stroll outside the city with Kanichi. Sure. Oh, very outside. Can I just teleport to this symbol? I can. I have not been to Fontaine in a very long time.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome! Hard to believe it was just an empty beach before.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House.
Wow, they built that fast.
There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da! But is this all
she
it
okay?
takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away.
I think you should take a nap. Or stop drinking energy drinks. Perhaps both. Who are you again?
Oh no, you've forgotten me? Oh, does graph adversarial technology ring any bells? It's me, Lapine Pauline.
Does what? Graph adversarial technology. It does sound vaguely familiar, but I'm gonna be real with you. My memory on like world quests or like events in this game is like basically non-existent. Some world quests, yes, I remember, or some events even, if I particularly enjoyed them, but I'm certainly not remembering people's names, especially not of NPCs that look like every other NPC. Good to see you again, though. The prototype lens has come in handy, by the way. What lens?
Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
You have way too much energy.
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff of film buffs' dreams.
Fantasyland, a section of the Magic Kingdom in Disney World, or Disneyland in other places.
I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here.
One of my favorite sections. Would I say it's my favorite section of Disney, of the Magic Kingdom? I don't know. Maybe. It's the part that has the, It's a Small World. What does it have in America? It's a Small World. It has the Peter Pan ride. It used to have the Snow White ride. I think now it is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Cart. Yeah, I guess I would say Fantasyland is my favorite. In the Magic Kingdom specifically.
As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontanian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a world of dreams.
Either that or Adventureland, I guess.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all of my life savings into it too!
Oh, no.
You've got to be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project. If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
Her expression and her head just like cocked to the side, like, what in the heck is this thing? Why is it talking? Am I still awake? Do I need to go take another energy shot? Like, what? What?
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who are you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
Your mom's the
Wow,
gizmoid.
That's
What now?
quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant?
Smart? Smart?
You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
The world does not need more Ahau, and I say that as someone who very much enjoys Ahau.
Mass production?
It's a crab.
Insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be!
Never
And
have a friend
another
like
thing,
me.
Smart is the understatement of the century! I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom! I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Idiot meets idiot.
What's all the fuss? Making some new friends, are we?
Or Navia's voice. That's nice.
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon, how have you been lately?
Very well. Thank you. Even better now that you're here. I do love me some Navia.
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You're not going to shake her hand? Jerk.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners.
But you didn't shake her hand.
Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
You know, She's on to something. How it's totally being treated like a little cuddly pet. Like a yappy chihuahua.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss
Pomeranian,
Navia and
whatever.
the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light. I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia, hoping she could lend a hand. After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
What is happening?
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see. I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet, so let me fill you in. In short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat. Miss Lapine Pauline is hosting this event and also providing technical support.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
That's right. The one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran.
Who?
After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend.
Farina
Not
has
only is our adorable mascot drawing
Oh.
in fans by the minute,
that
but
thing.
she's also boosting her own popularity. And that was always the goal. A win-win arrangement.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas. By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch careers and go into film tech?
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic productions. Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. She's the technical powerhouse at the core of this entire event. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations, and management. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support once their application has been approved. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part? It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure
don't
you
like
could bring
money.
something special to the table.
I've got a lot in this game, though. That's kind of what I've been pulling my resin into, is just more Mora. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Paimon would be
why
even
we're
more
here.
tempted if you were to say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake. Everyone needs to eat,
Literally.
whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef, Miss Escoffier, to run our theme restaurant. Look over there.
She does not look happy.
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
She does not sound very French.
She seems a bit busy right now.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her assistant.
You little... What's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Sure thing.